Hi there, this is Teresa. Welcome back to the channel. We are going to take a look and see what's happening for each zodiac sign in the next 48 hours. We're going to look at Aries through Pisces. Keep in mind this is a general collective reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. If you want a live reading, you have to email me directly. Very limited spots. I have 15-minute and 30-minute options. TimelessDivineTarot@gmail.com. All right, Aries, we're going to start with you. What's happening for you the next 48 hours? Those with Aries placement. What's going on with Aries? You're about to receive something. Some giving and receiving is about to happen for you. Ooh, observation. You're going to observe somebody give to you that has not given to you. One more. You manifested this. Whatever this is that you were wanting, you had been waiting for, you had anticipated, you're receiving something in the next 48 hours. Let's see what this is. Some type of emotion. There's emotion attached to it. What is this for Aries? The next, actually this is not the deck I want to use. Let me use this other deck here. Hold on. Let's use this deck here. All right, next 48 hours. What is this giving and receiving for Aries? What is it that they are about to receive? Okay, Seven of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords, and we've got the Three of Swords with the Two of Swords. So you're receiving the truth. You've been manifesting the truth of a situation. You maybe have been observing somebody that you have been connecting with that you feel has not been honest with you. They've not been transparent with you. And you've been waiting to receive confirmation if it's true or not. It looks like in the next 48 hours, you've manifested you're getting the truth. What is this? This person is not appreciating you, they're not valuing you, they're not taking care of you, and you maybe were hoping to have a future with this person. Well, how are you finding out this receiving information? You're getting clarity in the next 48 hours about this person. How is Aries getting this information? That's way too many. There's 3 or 4 other people involved in this. The 9 of Pentacles. So somebody who is single and independent is going to step forward. This is somebody who potentially could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This person is the person who's going to actually give you the information of the truth and clarity you've been seeking. So somebody you have been involved with, you've been entertaining with, that you have been feeling like they haven't been honest with you, that maybe they have been talking to someone else or they've been deceptive. It does look like the truth is coming out. You've manifested what the truth is in the situation in the next 48 hours. All right, let's get a card of advice for Aries. What is going to be the advice? What is the advice? What is the guidance for Aries placement in this situation? Aries placement. This is a round and round situation that you need to take a moment to take a deep breath. And you need to get into your yin energy. Here and now is the time for you to breathe and really connect with what is it that you truly want and desire. You've come to the edge. You've maybe been to this edge for a long time. You've been on edge for a long time. You need to recognize that maybe this has been a repeated cycle or repeated pattern with this person, and you are the one who has to breathe to make the best decision for yourself. All right, let's move on to Taurus. The next 48 hours, Taurus. What's going on for Taurus placements? If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. Taurus placements, what's going on? Something is being released. Something is coming to an end. Something is exiting in the next 48 hours. What is this? There's a lot of unhappiness with whatever this is that you are finding in the next 48 hours. You're letting it go. You had refused to learn something about the circumstance or situation. You're being taught that it's time to let it go. Okay, so there's an ending here. Something is leaving. What is this for Taurus placements? What is this releasing? 8 of Swords. So you have been caught up in your head about this for quite some time. Something that you maybe were not recognizing the patterns of what's happening, of why you've been holding on to it. What is this? Seven of Swords in reverse again. Wow, Aries just got this with theirs too. So you could be finding out the truth that it's finally time to release someone or something. It could even be a pattern or belief. Why is there a lack of healing here? Why is there a lack of healing? Okay, so there is a lack of healing because you wished and hoped that whatever this is that you need to release, that you didn't have to release. If this is a person, maybe you hoped that this person would make you happy eventually, and you're uncovering in the next 48 hours that that's not happening. What is it that you are needing to know? The Queen of Wands, once you release this, you will realize it's kind of like cutting the dead weight. You know, like when you cut a helium balloon from the weight that holds onto it, it goes up into the sky. You're recognizing that it actually builds your confidence in totally different ways than maybe what you anticipated. Give me another one for Taurus. Yep, there it is, Temperance. You're going to be able to finally heal and recognize that you had been patiently waiting for things to shift or change in the circumstance or in your thoughts. Well, in the next 48 hours, you're either releasing someone or you're releasing a belief that you once thought about yourself. And when you do that, it's coming in with a lot of confidence. Look at that. You got the Ace of Cups hidden at the bottom of the deck. So if it is a person, you don't see when you release it and you rebuild this confidence instantly, there's another person that's waiting to step forward. You don't even see it because it's being hidden at the bottom of the deck. All right, what is the advice for Taurus? What is the best piece of advice for Taurus in this situation? Higher power. This could be involving the divine. The higher power is maybe taking and forcing the release of the situation. And unfinished symphony is in reverse. So you may feel consistently that there's always unfinished business. Maybe you may feel that initially in the first 48 hours of this message, but you have to understand with unfinished symphony, there is something that you are wanting or desiring, maybe even with closure of the situation that you don't necessarily need, that maybe you've already had the closure, you just didn't recognize it. Yeah, look it up, clean it up. This is about sweeping away things that are no longer serving you and not holding on to someone or something that is not really balanced or fair in your life. All right, Gemini. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. Gemini, the next 48 hours, what's going on for you? Gemini placements. What's going on for Gemini? Teach. You're learning something about communication in the next 48 hours, but you're not supposed to tell it to anyone yet. You're going to feel very lonely and isolated when you're learning something about yourself. You're learning maybe about your communication style, about wisdom and knowledge that you once thought wasn't true. You're uncovering is the truth. And you may feel like you want to share it with others, but you're being advised to not. To just rest and reconsider, why are you learning this? Ask yourself, why am I learning this lesson? Why am I going through this experience? And there it is, the Wheel of Fortune. That this is a turning point for you. When you master and you learn what is this teaching that you're learning? What is this teaching for Gemini? You're learning how to love yourself. You're learning what love truly is for yourself. There's going to be a situation maybe where you have to teach yourself how to be more compassionate, how to be your own best friend, how to be more empathetic and nurturing to your own needs. And the next 48 hours, when you learn that, you may feel this desire to tell everyone around you of what you've learned about yourself and how you need to be in this energy. But you need to take a step back and recognize that this is a process that you need to go through for yourself, not with other people. Okay, tell me more. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. You maybe have learned something about for the long term. It could even be something family-wise. Maybe you learned a belief system that you thought to be true about yourself and your family that is no longer true. Give me one more. This is going to come as a little bit of a shock. Yeah, cool. Look at that, the King and Queen of Cups. You may learn something about your parents. Some information may come to light in the next 48 hours about your family. That something you once thought was true is not going to be true. And you may want to share it with your siblings or your cousins or your other family members. And Spirit is saying don't. Just take a step back and process the information for yourself because this is a turning point for you. All right, well, let's get some advice. What is the advice for Gemini? What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance you need to know? You need to hear, Gemini. Loyal hearts. So you're needing to really be dedicated and loyal to yourself, connecting with your higher self in the next 48 hours. Give me one more. There's keys here, so there's definitely something that's being unlocked. You may uncover a secret, a family secret. There's orphans. You're going to feel like you want to go tell it to everyone, but Spirit is saying don't. Be loyal and dedicated to having compassion for yourself while you're learning this new information, what you're being taught, what you're uncovering, and spend some time alone to process that without other people's judgment. Cancer. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. Cancer, the next 48 hours, what's going on for you? Cancer placements. What's the energy around Cancer the next 48 hours? Cancer. Seek the truth. Base chakra. And feeling alone. There's isolation energy here for the next 48 hours that you're seeking the truth about someone or something, and you're needing to really connect with your higher self, your intuition. You're needing to really ground your energy. Spend some time alone in the next 48 hours to understand what this truth is. So what is this for Cancer placements? The Eight of Cups in reverse. I'm hearing that song, I saw the light, I've been baptized by the fire in your touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again, I'm a brand new man. Somebody's trying to return back to you in the next 48 hours. This person could be a Cancer sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. They could also have Leo in their chart. This is somebody who is returning, trying to be happy, and they feel returning to you would make them happy. Now you're needing to see what is the truth. What is your intuition telling you? And you need to spend some time alone because this is somebody who maybe made you feel alone in the past. So why is this person returning to Cancer placements? They want to come out of the cold. This is somebody who feels lost. They feel like their life is not as prosperous as it was when they were with you. You maybe have a child with this person. This person did not take care of you the way they should have in the past. You have to determine what your choice and decision is. Do you want to reinvest in this or not? In the next 48 hours, you're being asked to really connect with your higher self. Don't seek other people and their advice or their guidance. This is your decision ultimately if you want to return with this person. But you need to see what the truth is. What do you truly want and desire? Yeah, we've got that Knight of Wands. So don't make an impulsive decision too quickly. You could be dealing with a Taurus or a Leo. Let's get some advice for Cancer. What's the best piece of advice? I'm hearing Chance. So I don't know if Chance is your name or their name. All right, what is the best piece of advice for Cancer placement? Chop wood. This is about letting go of things that do not serve you. Being able to understand that and get to a place of peace. So this is also 6 and 5. So being able to really transition away from what is not serving you anymore and being able to be at a place of peace with accepting what is not serving you. All right, let's move on to Leo. Leo, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Leo, what's going on for you the next 48 hours? What's going on for Leo placements? Believe and succeed. Blossom, number 20. Something is growing, Leo. You just need to believe that it is. Win or lose. You may feel a sense of uncertainty in the next 48 hours. Something or someone you're investing with, you may have doubts or insecurities that you're not seeing something clearly. There's a lot of insecurity here with that win or lose in reverse. That clarity is in reverse. So Why is Leo energy the next 48 hours to trust and believe, succeed, that it will blossom? Why is this energy here? The Empress in reverse, because in the past there was a lack of nurturing and caring, the Ten of Cups. Maybe there was a lot of unhappiness, and maybe you have insecurities that's going to come back. Why is Blossom here? This is healing, being patient, allowing things to be healed. The Strength. You gotta have to be really strong and in your Leo essence to really fight what your ego may be telling you about this uncertainty that you might be feeling the next 48 hours. Why is the uncertainty here for Leo? Ace of Crystals, Page of Cups, and Queen of Cups. So there's a strong apology. Somebody might be apologizing to you. Somebody's coming through with an opportunity of new commitment. It does look like there's sympathy and empathy or compassion that's coming. You need to also be very empathetic to your own needs. What is the bottom of the deck? Okay, Ten of Swords. So this could be coming after an ending. So we have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords. So you maybe had an ending with this person or this individual because they didn't take care of your needs in the way you wanted. It does look like you're needing to be very strong with understanding. If you want success, you have to believe that you're going to have success after this ending. All right, well, let's get a card of advice. What other advice is there for Leo? What's the best piece of advice? What's the guidance for Leo placements? Loyal heart. You need to be loyal and dedicated to yourself. You could be an August Leo. Not for you. So you have to pay attention what is for you and what is not for you. Let's look at that number 6 in the guidebook. I'm not sure. Some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them that is obvious from the beginning, but the red flags escape your observation or you refuse to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it is not possible to make it be. Rejection is a sign that you're being protected by the divine. So be loyal and dedicated to yourself, and that sense of uncertainty you feel, wait to see, is it because you're being rejected or there is some type of red flag? Because that could tell you that this is not meant for you, this situation. All right, Virgo. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Virgo. What's going on for you the next 48 hours? Virgo. There's a sense of uncertainty, sense of maybe even disbelief. You're not listening to your intuition the next 48 hours, Virgo. Something that you want to be healed, you're patiently wanting to heal, maybe within yourself. What is this? You could feel very isolated and alone because you're not listening to your intuition. You're not really listening to your higher self. Something is not healed within yourself. And you could feel a sense of loneliness in the next 48 hours. You needing to see what the truth is about yourself. What is this? Clarify what this is. This lack of clarity, lack of belief within a bond within oneself, or Virgo. What is this? Page of Crystals in reverse. The Knight of Swords. There's the Two of Swords again. So there's communication with someone that maybe gets dropped. Maybe you drop communication or they do, and you are patiently waiting for something to come back, but it looks like it's not. What is this Page of Crystals in reverse? What is this? The Justice in reverse and the Hermit. So there's some truth that you're not wanting to see about the situation. The Devil in reverse. So There could be something negative with your thought process or your communication with somebody that is negative or toxic that definitely needs to be balanced, or it needs to be healed with that temperance energy. Is this Virgo or is this their person? Is this Virgo or their person? You are coming out in your own clarity and disbelief, so I think it's you. Yeah, it's you. There's something that you need to heal when it comes to the truth of a situation. There's the Seven of Cups that's hidden at the bottom of the deck. So you could feel a sense of defeat because you're not seeing clearly that there's something that you need to work through. You have other choices and options, but maybe you're refusing to see that you do. All right, well, let's get some other advice. You maybe feel very isolated or alone the next 48 hours trying to figure this out. What is the best advice? What is the guidance for Virgo placements the next 48 hours? Conflict and chaos. So there could be conflict and chaos around you. You need to spend some time breathing, maybe even spending some time meditating, and then observe what your higher self is guiding you to do. So if you've not been doing meditation or spending some time in meditation the next 48 hours, you should be doing that, because there's some conflict and chaos of uncertainty around yourself. Libra. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Libra, the next 48 hours, what's going on for you? Libra. Release. So there's something that needs to put to an end, something needs to change. Darkest fears is in reverse. Joy and stability is in reverse. So something you're not happy about, you're not seeing the light of why you're unhappy. It's something needs to come to an end. Something has to change. You should have, you may have a lot of stress and anxiety about how to find happiness and joy in the next 48 hours. Let's clarify what this is. What is this for Libra? What is this releasing? What needs to change? What needs to change? That's too many. What needs to change for Libra placements? The Emperor in reverse. You could be very stubborn, very rigid, very much set in your ways. The Knight of Cups. You're definitely not looking at things from a heart space. Maybe you're being more analytical with this stress and anxiety and this unhappiness. You're not really listening to what your heart wants or what your heart desires. The Knight of Wands, you could be making a lot of really fast, impulsive decisions that are impacting you. Four of Crystals, and because of that, you could be really fumbling things in your life. So you may have a lot of insecurities, and you may be masking those insecurities or those fears, that lack of happiness, by doing other things. Maybe you drop other people, or you drop plans with people right away. There's definitely a sense of impulsiveness in your energy in the next 48 hours, and it's because you're not really wanting to understand working through these fears and insecurities. Tell me more about that. Yeah, Seven of Swords in reverse. So you're not wanting to maybe be honest with yourself. So for example, let's say that you have plans with a friend and your friend says something and it frustrates you. So then you just say, oh, just forget it. I don't want to go and I'm done with this friendship. Like you impulsively break down quickly, but there's something about the truth of that inner joy and happiness. Maybe you have an expectation from those plans or that person. It's actually something within yourself that you are stressed about. There's something else that's masking it. What is this? What is this? The truth. You don't really want to see clearly that the truth is that you're maybe not giving what you want to yourself. You're expecting someone else to give it to you, and you've been taking, but something doesn't go the way you want, so then you get mad and frustrated. But clearly, you need to be able to give it to yourself. The happiness, the joy, to the release of stress, and maybe practicing gratitude. There's something that, there's something that you're expecting someone else to give to you that doesn't go your way, and you get really mad in the next 48 hours. All right. Well, let's get some advice for Libra. What is the best piece of advice? What is the guidance for Libra placements? What do you need to know, Libra? Let's What's the advice? Orphaned. You're going to feel very much like you want to be alone. Libra. And community. So it definitely has something to do with somebody that you have plans with, somebody you're wanting or intending to be around, but something falls through. We were all meant to have connections with other people within family, society, and larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognize when being a part of something rather than separate from it. The issue at hand could be that you need to figure out where you fit in. And it could be that, like, maybe you want to be the captain of the sports team or the bowling league, or you want to be in charge of something with this plan you have, and you're not, so therefore you feel almost like your ego is telling you, oh, well, then just forget it, I'm not going to go. But there's a sense of community that you have to have, or you're still desiring. Just because things aren't going your way doesn't mean you throw the whole situation out. All right, Scorpio, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Scorpio. Next 48 hours, what's going on for you? Scorpio. Scorpio. Refusing to see something. Win or lose, the truth is there. And rebuild. Okay? So you're seeing clearly that something can be rebuilt in the next 48 hours. You're seeing clearly that something is very transparent within your heart space. Your emotions are going to be really strong. 5 of Swords, Queen of Cups in reverse. You're going to want to fight for whatever this misunderstanding is. Somebody is wanting to heal things or fix things with you, and they've been patiently wanting to do this, and you have been maybe arguing just for the sake of argument and not wanting to see that this can be rebuilt. Tell me more for Scorpio. Yeah, 9 of Wands in reverse. So your person is coming through. They want you to put your guard down. They want you to stop being so resistant that this can be fixed. Just because something's broken doesn't mean that it can't be fixed. Yeah, you've got the Strength in reverse and the 7 of Pentacles. So you don't strongly believe what the truth is. The truth clearly is that this person desires to rebuild it, and anything worth having is worth working for. And there's already been an investment in the past. And that could be why you are lacking seeing what this truth is. Give me one more. The Emperor in reverse, the 4 of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. So we've got the King of Cups, and now we have the Queen of Cups also. So you are divine counterparts, but there's an imbalance because one is in reverse and one is upright. So you could be married to this person. You could have a child or children with this person. Maybe you desire to have that in the future. You clearly want to not believe that this person is genuine. What does this person want from you? They want to rebuild, but what is their intentions here with Scorpio? 8 of Wands, they're coming in quick with communication. They're willing to move and relocate if that's what it takes. So maybe you live in different areas. This is somebody who knows that their heart is telling them that they need to take action to come towards you. Okay. Well, let's get you some other advice. What is the advice for Scorpio? What is the advice for Scorpio? Placements for the next 48 hours. Scorpio. Imagine. Time to go. So you have to imagine, is this time to go or is this not time to go? Imagine is, what do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life that you want? If you were gifted the power of imagine and you can dream it and you can create it, this is the time for you to manifest what you truly want and desire. So you have to spend some time in meditation, spend some time dreaming, spend some time figuring out what your goal is. And it's time to go towards that. So if that is not with this person, then you have to make that decision ultimately to let this person know you don't want to rebuild. Or if it's time to rebuild, maybe it's time that you do meet in the middle. All right. Sagittarius. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, the next 48 hours for Sagittarius. What is the energy around you the next 48 hours? Sagittarius. Embrace. Number 21. Sagittarius. Coming together is in reverse. I'm hearing 2 is better than 1. And detach, number 11. Okay, so there's a need to embrace not coming together with somebody. You need to detach in the next 48 hours. What is this energy? Why is Sagittarius being asked to embrace not coming together with somebody? Listen to your heart. 7 of Swords. Don't lie to yourself about what your true feelings and emotions are in the situation or how you feel about the situation. There's some stress and anxiety about making this decision. 9 of Swords, 9 of Cups. You really do wish for something else. The Hermit. You need to spend some time being illuminated to getting to a place of peace. The Knight of Swords. And when you do, it looks like your communication gets a little bit better. 5 of Pentacles. This could be somebody who left you out in the cold and now they're wanting to come towards you. We got the King of Crystals at the bottom of the deck. Could be an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You're needing to embrace not coming together with this person because there's still stress attached to this. You maybe wished for happiness in the past, but it didn't happen. You're needing to spend some time by yourself in the next 48 hours to uncover what the truth is.